Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and your cheeks are looking especially rosy today, and I mean that in a good way. You look like you got some life and joy in you, and yeah, I noticed. I'm here today courtesy of Sweetwater and Red Panda. We have an affiliate link in the video description to Sweetwater. Please consider using that affiliate link if there's anything in the world that you want in the guitar, bass, pro audio realm. By using that affiliate link, you are supporting this channel and it's not costing you anything extra. In fact, you might save some money. It's Sweetwater after all. But I'm here today with the Red Panda Particle V2. It is a granular delay, and that involves a bunch of terms like buffer and sample size and stuff. But let's try to get past that kind of language barrier or vocabulary barrier I think a lot of us probably have with this kind of delay, or pedal in general. I find this one to be very musical, but it also gets really weird really quickly, and depending on whether or not that's what you're going for, you might want to learn a bit about how to tame it. So let's go ahead and get started with the controls. Up here on the top row, the first thing we have is the blend control, and that is the amount of dry sound, that's your standard guitar input, to wet sound, which is what the effect is putting in. I'm going to start each of their several modes with blend at 100%. That makes it a lot easier to hear what's happening. And then we can blend the clean signal in there. Even if you just kind of want this effect to be like in the background, creating some like texture or glitchiness or weirdness, you want to know how it's going to sound by itself first. Chop is next. From all the way down to halfway up, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on the pedal so you can see what happens when I turn the chop up past 50%. That light comes on. But from 0% to about 50%, it controls the grain size. That makes a lot more sense when you hear it. And then above 50%, it sets the freeze audio threshold. So you'll see, hopefully, if you're not too colorblind, which I know some of you are, you'll see the light go from a darker blue to a lighter blue. I'm not really going to use the freeze feature. It's not really my thing, and it's also kind of difficult to show in a demo because you're using your hands and not your feet. But there's a freeze there. There's also the tap tempo there. Next we have delay / pitch. When you are using a mode that's a delay mode, and you'll see that is the darker one, it controls the delay time. And above that, the ones where it's lighter, and you can see that delay has the dark background and pitch has the light background. It controls an aspect of the pitch feature. So at least you have that visualization there. Feedback, you know what feedback is. It is the number of repeats. That's pretty standard across any kind of delay pedal. Next we have modes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 modes. Let me count that again there. 8 modes. That's a lot of modes. You're going to find some you like and some you don't. That's why there are 8 of them. Next we have param, and that is a parameter that changes depending on your setting. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to tune my Coloma Guitars Freya. I'm using the Benson Chimera plugin from Mixwave. I'll also drop a link to that in the video description. So stick around. All right, let's go ahead and get started with a mode called Density. That's the first one, D-E-N-S. So the description of this one is breaks incoming audio into pieces. Delay is delay time. Parameter is the grain density. Again, I have the blend all the way up. That's how I'm starting each one. So you can hear what it's like when the parameter is all the way down. Kind of cool, obviously very broken up. I'm sure you can do some really cool rhythmic stuff with that. If we turn the parameter all the way up, let's hear how it sounds. And again, you're not hearing any of the dry signal, but you can hear when the parameter's all the way up, it's really, nothing's changed. And with somewhere in the middle, you can get these really cool tremolo choppy sounds. And that's not the delay. As you heard when I turned up the delay, it just showed you how long it took for that choppiness to activate. I didn't know how else to say that. All right, let's go back over there and let's blend in some feedback. Operating exactly how you would expect it to, and let's turn the blend down a bit. I'm glad they made that one first. That's a great program to really understand how the chop function especially works. It gives you a good little insight into feedback as well. Let's go ahead into the next one. This is called LFO, aka time stretch. And the quick start guide says sweeps through delay buffer at 0.25x to 4x. 0.25 is going to be all the way to the left. 4x is going to be all the way to the right. So a quarter faster and 4 times faster, which should tell you that in the middle there probably won't be any time stretch. Yeah. Now here's where we get into something that is actually pretty glitchy. Anytime you really slow that speed down, it's going to do unique things. It's going to sound a little bit more lo-fi. And notice this is not changing the pitch at all. Turn the feedback up, get some of that blend in here. Oh, you can really hear the time slowing down there. Next we have reverse. This is a reverse delay, and the parameter on this controls basically the randomness of whether that pitch is going to go forwards or backwards. From what I can glean, counterclockwise to the left is going to be always reverse. The other way is going to be always forward, and we'll find what we want somewhere in the middle, the randomness. There we go. Let's go right in the middle. Now this will be going reverse more often than regular. Ah, there we go. Blend in some dry signal. That speed might not be right for what I'm doing right now. That's another one I really love. Gets kind of ambient, but just a little bit of grit to it too. And that's kind of the gist of this pedal, is it can be very beautiful, but it can also be really gritty. And that's something I like a lot about glitch style delay pedals. I like that kind of dark edge around the corner, a little dusty in the corners, I should say. So that was reverse. I really love that one. It's one of my tops. It's one of my top favorites, I should say. And let's go ahead and go to pitch. This is random pitch jumps. So delay is a delay time. Set that back over here-ish. And the parameter is the random shift range. There we go. So there's where it starts to get a little bit vibrato-y. A lot vibrato-y. All the way to the right, all the way clockwise, is extremely glitchy. I really like it up there, and I kind of like it on the low end. In the middle, I feel like you could get some of that seasick effect. I know a lot of people don't like that. I am not a huge fan of that in my music, really, but if you like it, it can do that. That's just like enough movement. I really like that amount of movement. Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. Okay, that's really fun. I dig that one a lot too, obviously. It's not my top one. I'm just not a big pitch person in general, but I really like how on low settings it's really tameable and it just adds nice movement, texture, and all the way up it's really, really glitchy. So it goes both all the way. It covers a lot of ground is what I'm saying, and that's kind of the theme of this. This one's random delay. Delay is maximum delay time, so let's turn that up a bit. And parameter is the random delay range. And one thing I do just want to reiterate a couple times in this demo is chop is the size of those grains. That is not controlled with delay time. I hope I've made that obvious, but I want to keep reiterating it. So that's obviously not random at all. So if you want it mostly where you want it, but just want there to be a little bit of movement, keep that parameter low. If you want it to be madness, set it all the way. To get the most out of parameter all the way over, turn the delay all the way up. Time. All right, let's try to truck through these last ones. I might be a little bit short on time here. This one is called DTUNE. It's a pitch shift with randomization. Pitch is now, the delay is now pitch. And let's turn that back over here-ish. So it's the pitch shift and the parameter is the DTUNE range. Noon is nothing, obviously. Vibrato-ish. There we go. So it's like what? A third-ish? I think a little goes a long way with that. Let's go to LFO now. I'm going to leave pitch where it is. No, I'm going to turn it all the way up because that's the pitch shift range, and then param is the LFO speed. This one is a low frequency oscillator, ramps the pitch from unison to the pitch setting. Chop makes the changes smoother step. That's actually really cool. I just don't know when I'm going to use it. So that sounds a little bit like a ring mod for some reason to me. Anytime I don't know how to describe a sound, I call it ring moddy. I don't know why I do that. All right. Not something I'm going to use a lot. It adds a really cool weirdness to your tone if you use it kind of sparingly. I think you could probably really overuse that pretty quickly. Last but not least, the second density, the pitch density. So pitch shift range again here, and param is the grain density. Pitch sets an up to 1 or up or down octave. Pitch shift ram controls the density of the grains, breaking the incoming audio into small pieces set by chop. There's a lot to this pedal, way more than a single demo could ever get into. I hope I've given you a taste of what this thing is capable of. I think some of the settings sound great, relatively maxed. I think a lot of them sound really good just in the mix somewhere, maybe a little bit deeper in it to add, again, I'm using this word a lot, texture, add movement, add some sort of interest to your sound, sometimes in ways that people can place and sometimes in ways that they can't. And I think that's really cool when someone's like, oh man, that sounds different. It sounds cool. It sounds weird, but I can't place it. I think that's a really good thing. It's a really cool pedal. Thanks again to Sweetwater and Red Panda for sending this my way. Please consider using the affiliate link in the video description if there's anything in the world you want or need. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/getoffset, getoffsetpodcast.com/shop. Like, comment, subscribe. To everybody out there, thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.